Welcome back to the channel. Today, we begin the 12 Rules for Life summary. This book teaches deep life lessons that can transform your mindset, confidence, and success. Let's start with rule number 1. Stand up straight with your shoulders back. What this rule means. Your posture is more than just body language. It affects your mind, confidence, and success. When you stand tall with confidence, you send a signal to your brain and to others. I am strong. I am ready for challenges. I deserve respect. When you slouch or look down, you send a weak signal. I am nervous. I am unsure of myself. I am not important. Your body position affects how people see you and even how you see yourself. Example 1. The lobster story. Jordan Peterson uses lobsters to explain this rule. Lobsters fight for dominance in their social groups. The winner stands tall with confidence. The loser shrinks down, becomes fearful, and stops competing. This is not just about lobsters. Humans behave the same way. Confident people get more respect, better opportunities, and success. Weak posture makes you feel small and limits your potential. Example 2. The job interview. Imagine two people going for a job interview. Person A enters with a straight posture, makes eye contact, and speaks clearly. Person B slouches, avoids eye contact, and speaks softly. Who do you think will get the job? Person A, because they appear confident and capable. How to apply this rule in real life? 1. Fix your posture. Stand up straight, keep your shoulders back, and walk confidently. 2. Make eye contact when speaking to people. It shows strength and self-respect. 3. Use a strong voice. Don't whisper. Speak clearly and with confidence. 4. Act like a winner, even if you don't feel like one. Your brain will adjust over time. Final thought for rule number 1. Check mark. Your posture affects your confidence and success. Standing tall makes you feel stronger and changes how others see you. Start today. Walk with confidence, and life will treat you differently. Rule number 2. Treat yourself like someone you are responsible for helping. Many people care for others more than they care for themselves. But why? What this rule means. Imagine you have a sick pet or a friend in need. You remind them to take their medicine. You give them encouragement and support. You make sure they eat well and rest. But when it comes to yourself, do you show the same care? You skip meals. You ignore your health. You criticize yourself instead of offering kindness. Why do we treat others better than we treat ourselves? Jordan Peterson explains. People feel unworthy of care. They believe helping others is more important than helping themselves. But if you don't take care of yourself, how can you help others? Example 1. The parent who never rests. A mother works all day and night to take care of her family. She makes sure her children eat well, do their homework, and feel loved. But she forgets to take care of herself, skipping meals, not resting, and ignoring her own needs. What happens? She gets exhausted and burns out. She can't give her best to her family because she is always tired. Lesson. Taking care of yourself is not selfish. It makes you stronger, so you can help others. Example 2. The airplane rule. On airplanes, they tell you, put your own oxygen mask on first before helping others. Why? Because if you don't help yourself first, you won't be able to help anyone else. Life is the same. If you don't take care of yourself, you won't have the energy or strength to care for others. How to apply this rule in real life. 1. Start valuing yourself. You are just as important as the people you help. If you wouldn't let a loved one suffer, don't let yourself suffer either. 2. Take care of your health. Eat nutritious food, get enough sleep, Exercise regularly. 3. Speak to yourself with kindness. If a friend made a mistake, you wouldn't call them stupid, so don't do that to yourself. Encourage yourself like you would encourage a friend. 4. Set boundaries. Helping others is good, but don't sacrifice yourself completely. Learn to say no when needed. The key difference between those who succeed and those who struggle. Struggling people give everything to others, but forget about themselves. Successful people take care of themselves first, so they have more to give to others. Final thought for rule number 2. Check mark. You are responsible for your own well-being. You can't pour from an empty cup. Care for yourself first. When you treat yourself well, you become stronger, happier, and more capable. Rule number 3. Make friends with people who want the best for you. The people you surround yourself with shape your future. Some friends lift you up, while others drag you down. Good friends push you to grow, improve, and succeed. Bad friends keep you stuck in negativity and bad habits. Your environment matters more than you think. What this rule means: if you want to become successful, positive, and confident, surround yourself with people who inspire and support you. If you spend time with negative, lazy, or dishonest people, they will pull you down. Why? We naturally become like the people around us. Their habits, mindset, and actions influence us. Jordan Peterson says, "A true friend is not someone who simply accepts you as you are. A true friend is someone who pushes you to be better." Example 1. The two friends with different paths. Imagine two childhood friends, Mark and James. Mark starts working hard, setting goals, and trying to improve his life. James chooses the wrong path, avoiding responsibility, wasting time, and blaming others. Mark tries to help James improve, but James keeps making bad choices. He laughs at Mark's ambition and tells him, "Why are you working so hard? Just relax." Eventually, Mark realizes that James is holding him back. Mark decides to spend more time with positive, ambitious people. He grows, succeeds, and builds a great life. James stays stuck in the same problems. Lesson: surround yourself with people who want the best for you, not those who hold you back. Example 2. The crab mentality. If you put one crab in a bucket, it can climb out. But if you put many crabs together, they pull each other down. No crab escapes. This is how negative people act. If they see you trying to grow, they say, "Don't bother, you'll fail." They make fun of your effort so they don't feel bad about their own failures. A real friend celebrates your success, not tries to stop it. How to apply this rule in real life. 1. Analyze your current friends. Do they support and encourage you, or do they bring negativity and bad habits into your life? 2. Find people who challenge you to grow. Join groups where people share your interests and ambitions. Learn from successful, positive people. 3. Let go of toxic relationships. If someone always discourages you, limit your time with them. Don't feel guilty for choosing better company. 4. Be a good friend yourself. Encourage your friends to improve. Push them to achieve their goals. The key difference between successful and unsuccessful people. Successful people surround themselves with other winners. Unsuccessful people stay around those who make excuses and avoid growth. Final thought for rule number 3. Check mark. Your friends shape your mindset, habits, and success. A real friend wants to see you grow, not stay the same. Choose your circle wisely. It can change your entire life. Rule number 4. Compare yourself to who you were yesterday, not to who someone else is today. Have you ever felt discouraged by seeing other people's success? Maybe you see someone richer, smarter, or more talented, and you feel behind. You might think, I will never be as good as them. But here's the truth. The only real competition is you. Your goal is to be better than yesterday, not to be better than someone else. What this rule means: the world is full of people with different strengths, weaknesses, and backgrounds. Some people start with more advantages, while others face more struggles. If you compare yourself to others, you will always find someone better, and that can make you feel hopeless. Jordan Peterson says, you should aim to improve yourself, not prove yourself. Instead of looking at what others have, ask yourself, am I better today than I was yesterday? Example 1. The gym journey. Imagine two people, John and Mike, who start going to the gym. John is a beginner. He struggles to lift light weights. Mike has been training for years. He lifts heavy weights easily. John looks at Mike and thinks, I will never be as strong as him. I should just give up. But if John compares himself to his past self, he sees, last week I could lift 10 kilograms. Now I can lift 15 kilograms. That's real progress. Lesson: don't compare yourself to someone who has been training for years. Compare yourself to who you were yesterday and keep improving. Example 2. The social media trap. Many people compare their lives to others on social media. You see someone with a luxury car and feel poor. You see someone with a perfect body and feel unattractive. You see someone with a dream job and feel like a failure. But what you don't see, that person might be in debt because of that car. That perfect body took years of hard work. That dream job came after many struggles and failures. Social media shows the highlights, not the reality. Instead of comparing yourself to them, ask yourself, am I learning, growing, and improving each day? How to apply this rule in real life: 1. Track your own progress. Keep a journal of your improvements. Notice the small wins each day. 2. Set personal goals. Focus on being better than you were last week or last month. Growth is personal, not a competition with others. 3. Limit social media comparison. Don't let unrealistic online lives make you feel bad. Everyone has struggles, you just don't see them. 4. Celebrate your own journey. Every small improvement is a step forward. Success is built one day at a time. The key difference between happy and unhappy people. Happy people focus on their own progress and growth. Unhappy people compare themselves to others and feel defeated. Final thought for rule number 4. Your only real competition is you. Aim to be 1% better every day, and success will follow. Stop comparing your Chapter 1 to someone else's Chapter 20. Rule number 5. Do not let your children do anything that makes you dislike them. Many parents avoid disciplining their children because they think it's unkind. They want their kids to be happy, so they say yes to everything. They ignore bad behavior and hope kids will figure it out on their own. But here's the problem. If children don't learn discipline early, they struggle later in life. The world will not tolerate bad behavior the way parents do. Jordan Peterson says, children are born with both good and bad potential. It's the parents' job to guide them toward the good. What this rule means: children need rules and boundaries to grow into responsible, well-adjusted adults. Parents who don't set limits end up disliking their own children's behavior. If you don't correct small problems early, they turn into bigger problems later. Example: A child throws a tantrum because they didn't get candy. Instead of correcting the behavior, the parent gives in. The child learns that screaming gets them what they want. As they grow older, this behavior turns into manipulation and entitlement. Example 1. The child who controls the house. Imagine a couple with a 5-year-old son, Alex. Alex refuses to sleep on time. He demands candy every day and throws a tantrum if he doesn't get it. His parents give in to avoid the fight. By the time Alex is 10 years old, he disrespects teachers. He has no patience and expects instant rewards. His parents feel frustrated and tired but don't know how to fix it. Lesson: if bad behavior isn't corrected early, it becomes a lifelong habit. Parents must guide their children, not fear them. Example 2. The strict but loving parent. Now imagine another child, Emma, with parents who set rules early. When she throws tantrums, her parents stay firm and don't give in. They explain why rules exist and praise good behavior. Over time, Emma learns discipline, patience, and respect. By the time she is 10 years old, she listens to teachers and follows rules. She handles frustration without anger. She is more confident and independent. Lesson: discipline is not punishment, it is guidance. Children need structure to feel safe and grow into responsible adults. How to apply this rule in real life. 1. Set clear rules and boundaries. Let children know what behavior is acceptable. Enforce rules consistently, not randomly. 2. Reward good behavior, not bad behavior. Praise children when they do something right. Do not give in to tantrums, whining, or bad behavior. 3. Teach consequences. If a child breaks a rule, let them face the result. Example: if they refuse to do homework, they get a bad grade, not extra help from you. 4. Lead by example. Children learn by watching. If you want them to be disciplined, show discipline in your own actions. The key difference between successful and struggling adults. Successful adults learned discipline, patience, and responsibility as children. Struggling adults were never taught structure and faced difficulties later in life. Final thought for rule number 5. Check children need parents, not best friends. Discipline is a form of love. It prepares them for the real world. If you don't correct bad behavior now, the world will do it later, and it won't be kind. Rule number 6. Set your house in perfect order before you criticize the world. Many people complain about the world. The government is corrupt. The economy is unfair. Life is not treating me well. But here's a question. Have you put your own life in order first? Jordan Peterson says, before you try to change the world, clean up your own life. What this rule means. People often blame external problems, but ignore their own bad habits. If your personal life is a mess, how can you fix bigger problems in the world? Start by taking responsibility for your own life first. Example: you complain about corruption, but do you always act honestly? You criticize society, but do you help your own family first? You blame bad luck, but do you wake up early and work hard every day? Example 1. The man who blames society. Imagine a man named David. He says, the world is unfair. He complains about rich people but never saves money. He criticizes the job market but never learns new skills. He blames his failures on others instead of improving himself. David never changes because he only points fingers at the world. Lesson: complaining changes nothing. Take action to improve yourself first. Example 2. The woman who took responsibility now meets Sarah. She had a difficult childhood, but instead of complaining, she focused on self-improvement. She started reading books, building skills, and fixing her bad habits. Over time, she built a great career, helped her family, and inspired others. Lesson: Sarah didn't wait for the world to change. She changed herself first. She became an example instead of just complaining. How to apply this rule in real life: 1. Fix your daily habits first. Are you eating healthy, sleeping well, and exercising? Are you managing your time wisely? 2. Take responsibility instead of blaming others. Instead of saying, "The job market is bad," ask, "How can I learn new skills?" Instead of saying, "Life is unfair," ask, "What can I do to improve my situation?" 3. Clean your physical and mental space. A messy home equals a messy mind. Start by organizing your room, desk, or life. Get rid of toxic habits, negative people, and self-destructive behaviors. 4. Be the change you want to see. If you want a better society, be an honest and responsible person. If you want less corruption, act with integrity in your own life. The key difference between leaders and complainers: leaders improve themselves first, then inspire others. Complainers blame the world, but never change their own habits. Final thought for rule number 6. Checkmark. The world is imperfect, but don't let that stop you from fixing yourself first. A strong, responsible person has more power to influence the world. Change starts with you, so set your house in order before criticizing the world. Rule number 7. Pursue what is meaningful, not what is expedient. Many people look for quick success, easy pleasure, and shortcuts. They want fast money instead of building wealth slowly. They want immediate comfort instead of working hard for a better future. They choose pleasure over purpose, but later feel empty inside. Jordan Peterson says, "The best things in life require sacrifice. If you only chase comfort, you will never grow." What this rule means: checkmark expedient means doing what is easy and convenient, but not always right. Meaningful means doing what is hard and requires sacrifice, but brings long-term success. Short-term pleasure often leads to long-term suffering. Example: eating junk food feels good now, but leads to health problems later. Watching TV all day is fun now, but leads to a wasted life. Avoiding hard work is easy now, but leads to regret later. Success comes from choosing meaningful actions, even if they are difficult. Example 1. The man who chased shortcuts. Meet Chris, a young man who wanted quick success. He chose easy jobs instead of learning new skills. He spent all his money instead of investing. He partied every weekend instead of working on his future. By the time he was 35 years old, he was broke, frustrated, and stuck in a low-paying job. He regretted wasting his younger years on meaningless pleasure. Lesson: short-term pleasure often leads to long-term suffering. Example 2. The woman who chose meaningful work. Now, meet Anna. She studied hard while her friends were partying. She saved and invested instead of wasting money. She built a successful career, even though it was difficult. By the time she was 35 years old, she had financial freedom and a strong career. She was respected, independent, and proud of her choices. Lesson: hard work in the present leads to success in the future. How to apply this rule in real life: 1. Stop chasing immediate comfort. Choose hard work over laziness. Choose learning over entertainment. Choose discipline over excuses. 2. Make small sacrifices today for a better future. Instead of spending money on luxuries, save and invest. Instead of watching TV for hours, read, exercise, or learn a new skill. 3. Find your purpose, not just pleasure. A meaningful life is built through responsibility and effort. Think long-term. What actions today will improve your future? The key difference between winners and losers. Winners choose meaningful goals, even if they are hard. Losers chase easy pleasure and regret it later. Final thought for rule number 7. Checkmark. Short-term comfort often leads to long-term regret. Long-term sacrifice leads to real success and fulfillment. Choose meaning over momentary pleasure. It's the only path to a truly great life. Rule number 8. Tell the truth, or at least don't lie. Most people lie to avoid problems, impress others, or escape responsibility. They lie on job applications to seem better than they are. They lie in relationships to avoid confrontation. They even lie to themselves about their failures. Jordan Peterson says, "Lies may bring temporary comfort, but they destroy trust, self-respect, and future opportunities." What this rule means, checkmark. Telling the truth doesn't mean saying everything on your mind. It means not distorting reality for personal gain or comfort. It means facing hard truths instead of hiding behind lies. Example: a person who lies about their skills in a job interview may get hired, but later fail and lose the job. A person who lies in a relationship may avoid problems for now, but end up destroying trust. A person who lies to themselves will never grow because they refuse to see their mistakes. Truth leads to growth, trust, and long-term success. Lies always collapse eventually. Example 1. The man who built his life on lies. Meet John, a man who lied about everything. He lied on his resume and got a high-paying job, but was later exposed and fired. He lied to his friends about his success, but they found out he was struggling. He lied to himself, pretending his life was great, but deep inside, he felt empty. Eventually, his lies caught up with him. He lost his job, his reputation, and his confidence. He realized that lies only provide short-term escape, but create long-term damage. Lesson: lies always lead to disaster in the end. Example 2. The woman who faced the truth now. Meet Sophia. She admitted she needed to improve, so she learned new skills. She was honest with her boss when she made a mistake and earned his respect. She told her friends the truth about her struggles and received real support. Over time, she built a strong career because people trusted her honesty. She had real friendships and a clear conscience. She never feared being exposed because she had nothing to hide. Lesson: truth may be hard at first, but it leads to respect, strength, and success. How to apply this rule in real life. 1. Stop lying to yourself. Admit when you're wrong. Accept your weaknesses and work to improve them. 2. Be honest, even when it's uncomfortable. If you made a mistake, take responsibility. If something is not working in your life, face the truth and make changes. 3. Speak the truth in a kind but firm way. Being honest doesn't mean being rude or cruel. You can tell the truth while being respectful. The key difference between honest and dishonest people. Honest people gain trust, respect, and long-term success. Dishonest people may get ahead for a while, but their lies always catch up with them. Final thought for rule number 8. Check lying only provides short-term comfort, but long-term destruction. Honesty may be hard, but it builds self-respect, trust, and real success. If you can't tell the whole truth, at least don't lie. Rule number 9. Assume that the person you are listening to might know something you don't. Many people only wait for their turn to speak instead of truly listening. They argue instead of trying to understand. They ignore advice because they think they already know everything. They miss out on valuable lessons from other people's experiences. Jordan Peterson says, "A person's knowledge is limited. If you listen carefully, you might learn something that can change your life." What this rule means. Check listening is not just waiting to talk. It means understanding what the other person is really saying. Everyone you meet knows something you don't. Their experiences can teach you valuable lessons. If you ignore advice, you may repeat mistakes that others could have helped you avoid. Example: a young entrepreneur ignores experienced business advice and loses money. A student doesn't listen to a teacher's guidance and fails the exam. A husband doesn't listen to his wife's concerns, leading to relationship problems. Listening saves time, money, and pain. Example 1. The man who refused to listen. Meet David, a young man who thought he knew everything. His father warned him about careless spending, but he ignored it and went into debt. His boss gave him advice about career growth, but he dismissed it and stayed stuck. His friends tried to help him make better choices, but he didn't listen. Over time, he faced financial struggles. He missed career opportunities. He realized his arrogance had cost him years of progress. Lesson: if you refuse to listen, you will keep making the same mistakes. Example 2. The woman who valued learning now. Meet Emily. She asked experienced people for advice and applied their lessons. She listened carefully to understand different perspectives. She learned from successful people through books, podcasts, and mentors. Over time, she avoided common mistakes and succeeded faster. She built stronger relationships by understanding others deeply. She became a respected, knowledgeable, and wise person. Lesson: if you listen with an open mind, you can learn valuable lessons without experiencing the pain yourself. How to apply this rule in real life. 1. Listen more than you speak. Instead of arguing, ask questions. Instead of assuming, seek understanding. 2. Learn from experienced people. Seek advice from those who have already succeeded in your field. Read books and watch interviews of great thinkers. 3. Admit that you don't know everything. Being open to learning makes you smarter, not weaker. Even a child can teach you something new if you listen carefully. The key difference between good and bad listeners. Good listeners learn, grow, and make better choices. Bad listeners stay ignorant, repeat mistakes, and struggle. Final thought for rule number 9. Check. Listening is one of the most powerful skills for success. Every person you meet has knowledge or experience that you don't. Be humble, listen carefully, and learn from others. It will change your life. 10. Be precise in your speech. Many people struggle in life because they don't express their thoughts clearly. They avoid difficult conversations and let problems grow. They speak vaguely, so people misunderstand them. They don't define their goals, so they never reach them. Jordan Peterson says, "If you don't clearly say what you want, how can the world give it to you?" What this rule means. If you don't express your thoughts clearly, others will misunderstand you. If you avoid addressing problems, they will get worse. If you don't set clear goals, you will drift through life without direction. Example: a person in a relationship avoids telling their partner how they feel, leading to resentment and breakup. A person at work doesn't communicate their ideas properly, so they don't get recognized or promoted. A person with big dreams never writes them down clearly, so they never take action. Being precise in speech gives you control over your life. Example 1. The man who avoided clarity. Meet Michael, who was afraid of direct conversations. He didn't tell his boss that he wanted a raise, so he was stuck at the same salary for years. He didn't tell his friend that their behavior was hurting him, so their friendship fell apart. He never clearly defined his goals, so he never made progress. Over time, his career, relationships, and confidence suffered. He felt trapped and frustrated but didn't know why. He realized that unclear communication had cost him years of progress. Lesson: if you don't say exactly what you need, no one will understand you, and life will control you instead. Example 2. The woman who used precise speech. Now, meet Sophia, who practiced clarity. She clearly told her boss she wanted to grow and got promoted. She expressed her feelings openly in relationships, so people respected her. She wrote down her exact goals and took focused action every day. Over time, she built a successful career and strong relationships. She solved problems quickly instead of letting them grow. She felt in control of her life because she was always clear. Lesson: if you are precise in your speech, you will get what you want, solve problems faster, and build a strong future. How to apply this rule in real life? 1. Clearly define your goals. Instead of saying, "I want to be rich," say, "I will earn $100,000 in the next 2 years by doing XYZ. Instead of saying, "I want to be fit," say, "I will lose 10 kilograms in 6 months by working out 5 days a week." 2. Speak directly but respectfully. If something bothers you, express it calmly. If you need help, ask clearly instead of hoping others will guess. 3. Stop ignoring problems. Address them. If you avoid a problem, it will grow. If you face it directly, you can fix it before it becomes worse. The key difference between precise and vague. People. Precise people get what they want, solve problems, and take control of their lives. Vague people stay confused, frustrated, and controlled by life. Final thought for rule number 10. Check life only improves when you express what you truly want. Being clear makes people respect you more and helps you solve problems faster. If you avoid clarity, you will always struggle in life. Rule number 11. Do not bother children. When they are skateboarding, many parents overprotect their children because they don't want them to get hurt. But when kids are too protected, they become weak and afraid of challenges, dependent on others instead of learning self-reliance. Unable to face real-world struggles, Jordan Peterson says, "People need challenges and risks to grow strong. Overprotection makes them weak." What this rule means: check struggles make people stronger. If you never take risks, you will always be weak and fearful. Let children explore, fail, and learn. This prepares them for real life. Example: a parent never lets their child play rough games, so the child grows up scared of taking risks. A teenager never faces real-world problems, so they struggle as adults. A person never steps out of their comfort zone, so they never grow. Example 1. The overprotected child. Meet Jacob, a boy whose parents never let him face challenges. They did his homework for him, so he never learned responsibility. They never let him try sports, so he became physically weak. They protected him from every failure, so he never learned resilience. When he grew up, he was afraid of taking risks in life. He struggled in his job because he lacked problem-solving skills. He felt helpless and lost when faced with difficulties. Lesson: if children never face struggles, they will be weak in adulthood. Example 2. The child who learned through struggles. Now, meet Lucas, whose parents let him explore and learn from failures. They encouraged him to solve his own problems instead of fixing everything for him. They let him play, fall, and get back up, so he learned resilience. They allowed him to make mistakes, so he became independent. When he grew up, he faced challenges confidently. He became strong, independent, and successful. He knew how to handle failures without giving up. Lesson: overprotection weakens people. Challenges make them strong. How to apply this rule in real life: 1. Stop avoiding challenges. Take risks, try new things, and face your fears. Struggles will make you smarter and stronger. 2. Encourage others to face hardships. Parents, let your children fail and learn. Leaders, push your team to take responsibility. 3. Remember that life is tough, but you can be tougher. If you avoid difficulties, life will always control you. If you face challenges, you will become unstoppable. Final thought for rule number 11. Checkmark. Strength comes from struggle, not from comfort. Let children take risks and learn resilience. If you avoid challenges, you will never grow. Rule number 12. Pet a cat when you encounter one on the street. This rule teaches us how to find beauty and meaning even in difficult times. Life is full of pain and suffering. You will face failures, losses, and disappointments. You will struggle with health, relationships, or work. Sometimes, life will feel too hard to handle. But even in the worst moments, small joys still exist. Jordan Peterson says, "If you pay attention, even in suffering, you can find beauty in small things." What this rule means: life will always have pain and challenges, but you must learn to see the little moments of happiness. Small joys give you strength to keep going. Example: a person struggling with depression finds comfort in music, art, or nature. A person going through financial hardship feels happiness when playing with their child. A person who lost a loved one finds peace in remembering happy moments. Even in dark times, beauty exists if you look for it. Example 1. The man who focused only on pain. Meet James, who only saw the negativity in life. He only focused on his failures, so he felt hopeless. He ignored small joys like friendships, nature, and music. He let pain consume his mind, making him miserable. As a result, he lost motivation and gave up on his dreams. He pushed people away and suffered alone. He felt like life had no meaning. Lesson: if you only focus on suffering, you will lose all hope. Example 2. The woman who found beauty in small moments. Now meet Emma, who looked for little joys even during hardships. She struggled with stress and loss, but she still enjoyed sunsets, music, and laughter. She had bad days, but she always found something good in them. She learned that life will never be perfect, but happiness exists in small moments. As a result, she stayed mentally strong even in difficulties. She never let pain completely consume her life. She found peace and purpose even during suffering. Lesson: if you find small joys in life, you will always have strength to keep going. How to apply this rule in real life: 1. When life feels hard, look for beauty. Enjoy simple things like a nice walk, a kind word, or a good book. Find gratitude in what you still have. 2. Don't let suffering make you blind to joy. Pain is part of life, but so is happiness. If you search for joy, you will find it, even in the hardest times. 3. Remember, life is short. Appreciate the good moments. Spend time with loved ones. Do things that make you happy. Notice the small wonders around you. Final thought for rule number 12. Check life is painful, but beauty still exists. Find happiness in small moments. They will keep you strong. If you only focus on suffering, you will miss the joy that life has to offer. Congratulations. You have completed the 12 rules for life. Now, you have learned how to take control of your actions, mindset, and relationships, overcome fear, take responsibility, and build a meaningful life. Stay strong, even in difficult times. Tell us, which rule was your favorite? Also, like, share, and subscribe for more powerful lessons.